Hey everybody, I'm with Dr. Raji today, and today we're going to talk about enemas, which will be in Ayurveda we call Bastis and Colonics, and really anything putting up inside the rectum. So today, Dr. Raji, a lot of people are doing their own enemas with sesame oil or some decoction of certain herbs, like typical is dashmula, the 10 roots in Ayurveda, and people also doing colonics and coffee enemas. So can you give us an overview of these things and what they can be doing to the body?
Yeah. If we take the three doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, Vata is the main factor for anything. Even though the other doshas will also play a big role. Pitta, without Pitta there will not be any transformation, there will not be any digestion, there will not be any cellular functioning. Without Kapha, there will not be any coherence, connectivity, and all. But even though, if it is without Vata, they cannot move the doshas and the dhatus and whatever it is from the body. That is why, and Vata seat is the main seat is the colon. So, the Basti is the best treatment for Vata,
Which is enema.
And when we are administering the medicament, when we are administering the herbs, when we are administering something through the enema, it bypasses the liver and it immediately reaches all over the body. So that is why Basti is the powerful media. In Ayurveda, there are so many, hundreds of thousands of Bastis have been mentioned. But not a single Basti is mentioned without unctuous thing, without oil or without ghee or without something which is lubricant. That is mainly because not to disturb the mucous membrane in the intestines, not to completely dry up the colons, not to completely dry up the intestines. So, we are treating Vata. For Vata, the treatment is Basti. The Vata, the treatment is the oil. And Vata, the treatment is the unctuousness, snigdhatva. So that is why definitely the enemas should have unctuous thing. And there are some procedures mentioned for these enemas. But nowadays people, they are doing very crazily simple decoctions, salt water and soap water and
Soup
especially
water. Soap. Oh.
And especially some coffee enemas and some centers, means they might be qualified or they might not be qualified, but they got some specific Basti formulations to reduce the weight. Definitely when you use those herbs, definitely you will reduce the weight drastically. You will get very good results by that time. But Basti, which is bypassing liver and also it entering into the body through the colon and through the Uddakavahasrotas,
All the water channels.
all the water channels, all the lymphatic channels. So, when you make some mistakes in this, it might lead to a big kidney failure. So, Bastis should be done very carefully.
So it's giving too much work for the water channels to do, which
Yeah.
we call the Uddavaka Shroders, and that puts strain on the kidneys, and that can cause kidney failure. And without are these weight loss ones that people are using with oil or without oil?
Without oil.
Okay, because water and has the quality of langhana, which means scraping, correct?
Yeah.
So it's going to scrape away the tissues, and as well as getting rid of the toxins, can they potentially get rid of the good tissues, the good dhatus?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It is the
it's reducing not only the toxins but the whole thing. And what about people who are using even oils? What about plain sesame oil people are doing enemas with?
Yeah, plain sesame oil is also not a good idea because at least the murchita taila is good.
Murchita?
The in the oils and the ghee, the whatever which is available directly, which has some ama. So that ama has to be completely taken away. So with some herbs, it has to be digested. Then only that can be used. At least there are some, at least if you are heating it some up to some extent, it will be good. And also the Bastis and Nasyas has to be used the mrudupaka. And nowadays all the pharmaceuticals and all, I don't know, but very few people they are making the mrudupaka.
So there's a lot of different preparations of oil in Ayurveda. I mean, the
Yeah.
preparation process is extensive, and if you're not doing it right, you're some ama or some toxins will maintain in that oil. And
Yeah.
especially when we're dealing with the nose, as you said, nasya, and the rectum, these vulnerable tissue areas, we need to use the very not refined oil, but very refined process of making oils, and it's a complex procedure, and no one is really doing it. So don't just use any oil. And also know what to do before and after an enema. You can't just have an enema. Your agni, your digestion, has to be in a very
Yeah.
precise state.
And the Basti is the main pradhana karma. And Panchakarmas, when you are doing the Panchakarmas, you have to do first Purva Karma, then only Pradhana Karma.
Pre-karma, before Panchakarma, and then Pudana,
Pradhana Karma,
post-karma.
and then Paschat Karma.
Ah, so there's a whole process. You can't just schedule in for a Basti or schedule in for a colonic, because you need to do the pre-treatments and the post-treatments and really assess the state of Agni. Even in other Panchakarma clinics, they're not fully having the knowledge of the pulse, being able to assess the state of Agni. So when you're doing the big Bastis or the Shodhana Bastis or the purification, you need to very much have an insight into the body and know
Yeah.
what's going on. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
See you later.
Jai Gurudev.